Big news in the world of Formula One as Fernando Alonso announced that he will be taking over Sebastian Vettel's spot at Aston Martin next year. No one saw it coming, as Alonso earlier said that he was about to start negotiations to renew his contract with Alpine. However, this was just a couple days before Vettel announced his retirement, and with it, shocked the world of F1. But just when we thought we had seen it all, Aston Martin now confirmed that Alonso signed a multiple-year contract. Many fans and experts wondered why Alonso would move from Alpine to Aston Martin just when Alpine started to find their way towards the top of the midfield. This while Aston Martin, however, finds itself at the back of the field, and both drivers often don't even make it through Q1. However, Lawrence Stroll performed another magical performance to convince and sign a multiple world champion. But why did Alonso sign up for Aston Martin? What role did Lawrence Stroll play? And why was Aston Martin so eager to sign Alonso so quickly? Let's find out. Alonso's last race win dates back 9 years ago during the Spanish Grand Prix. With 2 world titles, 32 race wins, and 22 pole positions, Alonso is one of the most successful F1 drivers in history. But it has always been Alonso's dream to win another race before he retires. But time starts to be against him. Alonso is 41 and maybe only has a couple good years left if in F1. To understand why Alonso signed so quickly with Aston Martin, we have to understand his relationship with Lawrence Stroll. Lawrence Stroll and Alonso know each other for quite some years now due to Formula One. They both share the same competitiveness and passion for winning. When Lawrence Stroll bought Aston Martin, previously Racing Point, he thought he could turn the midfield team into a championship-winning team. Stroll, who made his fortune with bringing Ralph Lauren to Europe, is a billionaire that has a keen eye for business opportunity. He knew that Aston Martin is a unique car brand with a legendary name, but also struggles to be financially healthy. He thought he could make a good profit by buying a large stake in Aston Martin in 2020, change the name of his also newly acquired Formula One team from Racing Point to Aston Martin, hire his son and a 4-time world champion as drivers. 2 years later, and the results are still far from good. The current 2022 car is lacking in pace, and although the recent upgrades did make them a bit more competitive, it is not enough to be consistently in the top 10. So why did Alonso sign for Aston Martin? Although Alonso is 41, he still feels and thinks like a young driver who is hungry to win his first world title. The fact that he signed a multiple-year contract already shows his dedication and mindset. Unfortunately, Alonso is besides his racecraft, also known for being at the wrong team at the wrong time. After Alonso's announcement, the internet was full of surprise, and many deem it another wrong choice of Fernando. Whatever the public opinion is, Lawrence Stroll did manage to convince Alonso that Aston Martin has more to offer than Alpine in the long term. But how exactly did Stroll convince Alonso? One of the ways how Stroll convinced Alonso was by sharing the team's vision and showing the investments that Aston Martin has made the last couple years. Aston Martin has been on a talent hunt the last couple years and managed to sign up multiple chief executives from a variety of teams. The first results from this talent hunt were visible when most recently Aston Martin made the headlines with the introduction of the Red Bull design in Barcelona. Red Bull and many other teams were surprised by the almost identical copy of the RB18. But if we look at the talent recruitment of Aston Martin the last couple years, then we shouldn't be surprised that Red Bull was copied. Aston Martin hired 2 former high-ranked engineers from Red Bull, Andrew Alessi, engineer in the aero department, and Dan Fallows, ex-Red Bull aero chief officer, still had valuable information about the 2022 Red Bull car, and therefore worked to develop the new Aston Martin in the same way. The talent recruitments, alongside the investments made to build a state-of-the-art development center in Silverstone, and the vision of Lawrence Stroll convinced Alonso that Aston Martin is the place to be next year. In his statement, Alonso said that Aston Martin is clearly dedicated to become a winning team and is therefore one of the most exciting teams in Formula One. I know Lawrence for many years, and it is clear that they have the ambition and passion to succeed in Formula One. I have seen how the team systematically recruits new people with a winning background, and I also know that they are building new state-of-the-art facilities in Silverstone. Alonso continues by also praising the ambition and determination of the team. There is currently no other team in the Formula One that is so determined to win and have such a great vision. This is what makes it such an interesting project for me. I still have the ambition and desire to fight in the front of the field, and I would like to work with a team that want to learn and better themselves to become successful. We all know that lots needs to be done to fight in the front of the field and that we need to work hard to find performance. My intention is to win again, and that's why I have to take the opportunities that feel good to me. Going to Aston Martin is definitely a bold and risky move, but it might very well be that it does offer Alonso a great opportunity. The reason for that is that Lawrence Stroll set his own requirements to find a new driver to replace Vettel. Stroll said that Vettel's replacement needed to be someone that already showed to be capable of winning races, and preferably won one or more championships as well. It also needed to be someone who Aston Martin can use as a marketing tool to sell more of their exclusive cars. Finally, the new driver had to get along well with his son, Lance Stroll, and could function as a mentor to him. These are a whole list of requirements, and if we go down the list, then pretty soon it becomes evident that only one driver would check all the boxes of Stroll. If we look at the drivers that would check Stroll's requirements, then only Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and Fernando Alonso were the only real possibilities to replace Vettel. Hamilton and Verstappen would never leave their team for Aston Martin, so therefore Fernando was the only option. When Lawrence Stroll was asked why he went for Alonso and not someone else, he said, "I know and admire Fernando for many years. It has always been clear to me that he is just as dedicated to win as me. I set myself a goal to bring the best people together and invest in the right resources to create an organization that can succeed in a very competitive environment. Those plans are currently being shaped in Silverstone. It felt very logical to ask Alonso to help create a winning team. During our recent conversations, we soon shared the same passions and values. After that, it was easy to turn the desire to work together into an official working relationship." It is clear that both Alonso and Stroll are excited about this project, but is it the right move for Alonso? We can't deny the substantial investments that Aston Martin makes to create a winning team. However, there are plenty of examples from teams that entered the Formula One, invested heavily in resources, and still found themselves at the back of the field. The most recent example of a team that invested the most but clearly lacked pace was Toyota. Toyota drove in F1 from 2002 to 2009 and heavily invested in building facilities and recruiting talent, but they never won a single race. Two other teams that spent a lot but never achieved the results it hoped for were BMW and Honda, and pulled out in 2009 and 2008. Funnily enough, the following year after Honda retreated from F1, the team actually won the championship under the newly formed name Brawn GP. These are just a couple examples of teams that entered the F1 and failed. However, recent examples of new teams that did manage to win championships are Red Bull and Mercedes. It took Red Bull 6 seasons to win their first championship, whereas Mercedes only needed 5 seasons. Whether Alonso made the right call to join Aston Martin or not is almost impossible to predict. Based on the current standings of the team, many people would proclaim Alonso insane. However, it is difficult to know what goes on behind the scenes, and with the new budget cap and new wind tunnel regulations, a team like Aston Martin might very well benefit from it.